Okay, now next step, we uh, connect these two switches together, and we have a purpose to enable this computer to communicate with this any one of the other network. Okay, so we have a green line here, meaning the physical connection is work fine. So if we go from one of those computers, if we need the ping, for example, PC4 to PC1, so we go like this, command prompt, and we go from, for example, ping 192.168, for example, 212, this one, .2.12, here we go, pinging, request timed out. So we cannot able to connect. Why? Because this different network. Excuse me. This different network A or whatever network and second network. Okay. So different network IP family. So we need to able to connect those network. We need something else. We need a router. So we have to remove this cable. We have removed this cable. And we add to network devices router. Why? Because the routers is purpose or the main job of the router to connect or interconnect two different network family. We have this 192.168.3.0/24, and we have this one network 192.168.2.0. So we have two different networks. So the main job of the router to connect to this different network. So we place the first router 1941. Then we go to the connections to select a proper connection. First of all, if you confused what kind of the connections using straight or crossover or whatever. So first of all, I'm going to tell you that you have, because we use between the computer router like a PC, like computers, we have to connect with the network devices by straight. But if you're confused, if you don't remember, you can click in the auto selection. Then from this one, click and go to the this one. Now, what this is one? Not this is straight cable. This is the automatically choosing straight cable. However, I prefer to using manual one. So we click here. So I prefer to, when you have a router, go to the last port. Just my style. Many people like this style. Go to the fast Ethernet 24, and we connect with this. We have a 2 Giga Ethernet, 2 Giga Ethernet 00. However, we don't have a fast Ethernet here. So I'm not using also this routers. I'm gonna use the another routers. I'm gonna use with the generic one. I go to this first one, generic one, because this is as a version 1. So again, I go to the connections, click in the straight cable, go to the fast Ethernet 24s, and click in the routers. Now give me fast Ethernet. So I need this just for a moment. In the beginning, we start with the fast Ethernet. So I'm gonna using fast Ethernet 00. Fast Ethernet 00. So I have to do a label here, fast Ethernet 0/0. So F0/0. So we know now, because we have a two fast Ethernet here, 00 and 10. So we need a label that fast 00 now connected to this network. Okay. Second, we go to the connect this router with this network. Okay. So I click in this also go fast Ethernet 23, because 24 we use it for connect the server in this case. So I'm gonna use fast Ethernet 23, and now we have a fast Ethernet 10. However, we have an auxiliary port, we have a console, we have a serial 20, 30, and fast Ethernet 40 and 50. Okay, so we're gonna review all of them later. Okay, so auxiliary, no, we need the auxiliary and console port. It's same as a network port, but we use them for only configurations. We will not use it for data transfer or traffic transfer between networks. Okay, so fast Ethernet 10. So fast Ethernet 10, fast Ethernet 10, this one, F1/0. Alright? Okay. So we have a red lights here, meaning we don't have a connection. We don't have a connection. So F100. Now my question now, we need to go, we're giving the configuration for this router. Before we give the configuration for these routers, we need to understand something very important. This part of the cable, so half of the router, this part of the cable, half of these routers will be what? Will be belong to the green network. So I'm gonna so this will be part of this network. Okay. However, this part of the F10 will be part of the other network, which is so these routers will be part of this network. Okay, and this is very, very important to understand this part. So the part of the routers, this port will be belong to this network, and this part will belong to this network. Okay. Now, how many network we have? So entire the green network, we have a network number 1. This network number 1, maybe, for example, this network number 1, this network 1, the blue one, and this is network number 2. We have a 2 network. We have a 2 network so far. We have a 2 network number 2. Okay, network number 2. Now, what the basic configuration we need to go? We have a PDF file that. So first, when we log in the router, we have a privilege mode, a user mode. Then we enter the privilege mode by enable. Then if we type configuration or configure terminal, that let us move to the configuration mode. And if we need to exit from any mode, just we have a exit command. So the basic configuration of the router and switch. So we have similarity. So in this case, first we need to go to the host name, change the host name of the router. So let us do that together. So we go to the router, CLI mode, and they ask you would like to enter initial configuration dialog? No, press no. In this case, press no, and press enter again. Now we are logging in the routers. As default, the routers come with the router name, so we need to have changed this one. So any changing of the configuration should be must have in the configuration mode. So how we do that? We go to from the user mode to the privilege mode first by type enable command and configuration terminal command. Now we are in the privilege mode. Why? Because we know the hash sign indicate for that. So after that we type configure terminal, enter to move to the configuration mode. Okay. Now we are in configure mode. So because we have configure with the hash sign. Okay. How we can change the router name? Host name R1. Host name R1. That's it. Just host name and R1, enter. Immediately we saw we see the name updated will be changed. Okay. So the first we change the host name. This is the first step. Step number 1. This is the step number 1. What no IP domain lookup? What does no IP domain lookup? If I'm doing, for example, SSZ whatever, by mistake. I need, for example, type host name. I type HAST name. We don't have something like that. And do enter. Or IB so the second step, no IB domain lookup. This is for disabled DNS lookup. What the DNS lookup? For example, if you type something wrong, and the routers will have something like that. For example, UIR, whatever, or some things. So you think this is for like a command or something like that. So whatever you need to type user, you type these things. What the router doing? Router will try to translate as a domain server, and now I cannot. If I press enter, I cannot do anything. Waiting the router to keep searching in the everywhere in his database and send everywhere to find meaning for this is what UER. So trying to find if we have a domain server, if you're trying to find a domain server, and routers will be look up. What does mean that? And the DNS lookup function is enabled by default in the routers. So this is looking will cause delay, and the router think that has a meaning. So trying to find 255, this is takes long time delay. So we are waiting till the router responds. So after router don't find anything, a noun command or computer name or unable to find computer address. This is the message come up from the routers. So to again go to the configuration configure terminal, we need to disable this one. We need to disable DNS lookup by how we disable the command no IB. By the way, if I don't remember the command is very well, so no question mark, it's showing me all IB, all things that start by NO. So no IB domain, no IB domain, no IB domain lookup, no IB domain lookup. Okay, so no IB domain lookup. Enter. Now that's it. If I go exit again to the privilege mode and do like UER, that's the command we did from while, and when we type this one, the router trying to find looking for the server. Now if I do this one, we don't have, this is waiting time. Okay, so good. So now again in the configure terminal. Second command, so after we do no IB domain lookup, banner message, banner of the day, banner message. So this is just a message we need to type it when we log into the router or switch. So banner message MO message of the day. And we can start whatever we want. So I can do like this, star and enter text message, authorized UB authorized, sorry, UB staff only. Okay, and we can add something like that in the beginning of the message. Boom, in the end of the message as well. Boom, 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 boom. Shift enter again to do another line, and I'm doing some stars again. No, so if I start by the message by percentage characters, I have to finish by percentage character, and this is it. Now that's it. Now we don't have any error message, meaning this we then done with this that. Okay. Now in the router we can access the router by console or by auxiliary port or by telnet. We need to configure all these things: console port, auxiliary port, and telnet port by password. We're gonna do that in the next video. Okay. Thank you.